Dubai by night. Christmas Eve, of course. We've already had a visit from Father Christmas, so we are ahead of the game here at the Coca-Cola Arena.
Yeah, that of course is Palm Island, the famous Atlantis resort. If you enjoyed your water slides and water parks, that's one of the places to visit here. I mean, there's just so many attractions in and around Dubai. I was here 27 years ago, Nick, and I cannot believe how much it has changed. I've been here bits and pieces, but this is the first time in a long time I've had a chance to walk around and explore. Felix was out exploring as well. He went on a desert safari a couple of days ago. We had a quick chat about it, highly recommended it to me, and as a result, I'm going to be heading out on one tomorrow, Christmas Day, take my family out there. But as far as his tennis has been concerned, he has been a top draw so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, particularly indoors, isn't it? Over the course of the season, this week's been excellent as well, isn't it? That match with Dominic Thiem, I think, maybe a contender for the match. Certainly the men's singles of the week. I think there was so much quality on offer there. Just the one break each in the early stages, but it was a couple of wins, of course, for Auger-Aliassime coming into this one. Nice to hear Sasha talking his chances up again. It feels as though he's in a better place than he was 2 weeks ago, and in many ways, of course, that's what these weeks are all about. He wants to help his team to victory, but from an individual perspective, he also wants to start to feel the confidence grow, and you sense that's happened this week, Rob.
Yeah, he spoke to us about that match against Novak. The fact that he got the better of Djokovic, and you know, even though it's not an official event, the fact that he felt he could go toe-to-toe with him and then some, you know, it gives him confidence, and that's all that matters. And that was not too dissimilar to the conversation that we had with Holger Rune earlier in the week, when he said his match against Zverev in Munich this year was the one that gave him a whole lot of confidence. And you can see these guys have played on a couple of occasions. On the clay, it's been Zverev who has won all those encounters. Hard 3-1, and on a grass court, FAA got the better of him.
Yeah, that was a Wimbledon run of 16, a 5-setter. Remember that last year? Felix won that 4 in the 5th. What a big match that was for the Canadian to win.
So this man leads the head-to-head 5-2. Last time they played was at the Madrid Masters, an event where Sasha has won 2 occasions. He loves it there. The altitude gives him plenty of bounce on his serve. Ball is so quick through the air. But of course the clay court surface gives him plenty of time to set up for those big swings on his forehand.
Almost the first time this week that the Kites have faced a significant deficit, and they have a lot of work to do here in this final of the WTL. Nick Lester and Rob Koenig here with you courtside, and the German looking to hammer home the advantage. Oh, it's not the first time he started a match like that either. That second service still been a concern for him this week. More the execution of it rather than the outcome. It hasn't bothered him, the fact that he served a fair few doubles. And we watched him, Rob, didn't we? Just prior to the start of play, do at least 15 minutes, I would say. 15. The second service alone. Yep.
Just with his hitting partner, friend, and his dad. Misha's not here. Just practice that same second serve down the middle. The thing that I find astonishing is is the lack of racket head acceleration on the second serve. It's very difficult to replicate pressure. You've got to have the right mindset. You can't just go out there and hit serves with very little meaning or very little thought process. You've got to know exactly what you're doing. I'd love to hear what they are working on. I mean, the first serve's a joke. It's not only big, it's not only accurate, but it's enormously consistent, isn't it?
Yeah. First serve percentage in and around the 70% mark, isn't he, on the season, I think?
Yep.
Can't argue with that.
I mean, so with those kind of numbers on the first, you actually get away with some of the frailties that he has on a second. He doesn't have to hit that many of them.
Been in Dubai a while. Good 10 days already and some practicing. Almost 2 weeks he's been over here, getting ready for this event in the new season.
First game.
Absolute force, tour de force indoors this year was Auger-Aliassime.
Yeah, he certainly was. Titles in Florence, Antwerp and Basel at the tail end of the season.
Yeah, and Rotterdam, wasn't it, Rob, as you say?
Yeah, that was his first one, right?
Yes, then made the final the week after in Marseille.
Felix Auger-Aliassime.
That was his first title of his career. Not of the year, folks. He lost 8 in a row. And didn't win a single set in those 8 finals. And then stepped it up in Rotterdam. And since then, the floodgates have opened in 2022, especially at the tail end of the season, as we alluded to. It's going to be interesting for me to see how he performs outdoors next year.
Well, he got away with it, the return.
I thought the return was well wide.
So did Felix by the look of it.
I can't believe there's no cord or no overall there.
You didn't see that? Right there in front of you. You don't see that?
Yeah, Felix is saying if you're not going to overall on that one, then whew. I agree. I thought it was well wide. Early losses in Indian Wells and Miami for Felix. Speaking of outdoor tennis, US Open, lost early there. Wasn't feeling great in that match against Jack Draper. He told us when we chatted with him a few days ago. And he felt like he just wanted to get home and rebound in the best possible manner. And boy, did he do that.
Yeah, it was a good old hiding from Draper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
4-4 and 4. And that's a second round in New York, I think it was. important for the Kites that they can at least try and keep this competitive right now. The one-sided nature of the opening singles. Both these players got a good group with them. Individually, you can see Zverev's team at the back there. Physical trainer Mark, just with the bald head there, of course, gets a rugby background.
Love to have that one over. Got the time to spare. I mean, this guy's athletic ability is off the charts.
That's it.
I guess sometimes the champions are so used to the let being called automatically.
Yeah, we'll give Ali the benefit of the doubt
On
there,
that
shall
one,
we?
yeah, on that one. Give him a mulligan. You're coming to Zverev's backhand at your peril. You've got to make sure it's a meaningful approach. That one didn't have enough width. He can do anything. Down the line, of course, once it clips the top of the net, so difficult to turn that point around. But even at the end of his range, he's so good. That big step with the left leg, the long levers. Gets down well for such a tall guy. The open stance there. It's the semi-open stance a lot from the back of the court. You don't see him rotate and push that right leg forward as much as somebody like Novak does, for example.
Career titles for the German. Beat Novak, of course, in his very first one, didn't he? At Masters 1000 level in Rome.
No better way to send a message on a second serve than that one. That'll help plant the seed of doubt in Zverev's mind. Oh, Michel's here. There he is.
Have a tendency just on occasions to get a little too close to the ball on the two-hander. There's Auger-Aliassime. That was the case there. Just tucked himself up. Excellent start.
Hawks lead by 2-1.
Hawks on serve up in the men's singles here.
Safe, wenn der Flügel kann drauf ist, ne? Ist immer safe. Fix die Flügel später in der Crosscourt-Rally immer ein. Always one in the middle. Yeah. Going cross. Flex direction. You have to point from the middle to move around. But you're safe on that side. That's how you take it from there.
Okay, we need your energy behind your teams tonight, especially Felix and the Kites. Who's making some noise for the Kites? Let me hear ya! Who's behind the Hawks? Let me make some noise out there!
Time.
Final of the World Tennis League here in the Coca-Cola Arena. Two heavyweights of the men's singles doing battle. Played over 80 singles matches last season, did Auger-Aliassime. There's a lot of industry required in his push into the world's top 10. Oh, that is so delicate. And so deft.
And to hit it down the line over the highest part of the net, it's got to be extra good. Yeah, he knows he could have done better there.
Take a deep position, doesn't he, to return serve. Maybe he was touching on the size of the swing. That's obviously one of the reasons why. You can see here from this position where he's standing. Not too many have been as deep as that. But that will increase the amount of volume if you get into play, won't it? He would have fancied his chances, though. That was an inviting ball.
Oh, Felix has been so good under pressure indoors. No room to maneuver here.
More of the same.
And a little glance down the other end of the court. Because remember the deciding point, big deciding point against Team. A couple of days ago when these two teams met, they called a timeout. And it was Zverev who suggested to Team that Felix's favorite serve under pressure was the one out wide. And of course he mixed it up beautifully, did Felix. Caught Dominic out. And perhaps just caught Sasha out on that occasion as well. Hence the glance down the court. Got you, buddy.
He split the difference there, didn't he, with the one down the middle.
Yeah.
But with the body serve.
And body forehand intelligently.
Yeah.
A side that he doesn't quite have as good a feel off of as what he does on his backhand wing.
$15.
No, we've been speaking about what a great athlete Felix is, but I tell you what, Sasha's got some serious wheels as well.
Some more energy and time.
Good number of first serves being made right now for the German.
40.
There's a tournament CEO on the right, Scott Davidoff, and the guy on the left is was my CEO on the doubles court for many years, JL Diego. What a great coach, of course, so instrumental in putting on the match in Africa when Roger Federer and Rafa came to Cape Town. Yeah, he was the man on the ground in South Africa together with Holger Roche that put that event on. Good seats. It's not easy to put events like this on there. There are so many moving parts. And Scotty has worked tirelessly with a team of people behind him, of course. I'm sure he'll be sharing some ideas with JL. Who did so much with the match in Africa. There he is. The Boulder boy, Boulder, Colorado. Because that's why him and Andreas Seppi are such good friends. And fellow Durbanites, Guy Hutchinson in the house. He's big time in the hotel business now, is Guy. Handles the whole Middle East region.
Give us a wave if you're on the screen. Let's see if we're doing that tonight. Give us a big wave.
There's Kinga. Yep. Kinga, of course, in charge of stadium operations for events in and around Dubai. So, power couple, those two.
So things so far here, very much dominated by the Hawks. They finished behind the Kites, didn't they, in the overall table, Rob? A million miles away, but it was 6 or 7 games that they came just up short in second place. Yeah, also lost to them in their head-to-head matchup first time around.
Yeah, not taking 5 bonus points into consideration for winning the tie. The game score was 37-31 to the Kites, and they played in the group stages on day 4.
Trend in the early part of the week was certainly for matches to, in many ways, almost to a 180 though, of early leads that were eaten away. That is a 1-2 that has served him mightily well this season. So tough to find his backhand, isn't it? When he does deliver a good first serve, that's such a key component to his success.
He had one stage held serve 93 times in a row when he was on that win streak indoors. Antwerp through to Bercy. Zverev backhand is something else. Kind of power that he can generate off of it. It's not often you see one of the guys step inside a forehand to hit a backhand and do it effectively. He certainly can.
So 3 apiece. Really good crowd in here tonight. Not too many seats to be had as they continue to file in. Zverev's mum and dad. His dad did so much of the early work with Misha, didn't he? And that meant that Mum actually did a fair bit of the technical work, didn't she, Rob, in those early days with Sasha?
Yeah, I remember seeing them at the hockey club where they had tennis courts as well. Used to be the off-site practice for the Hamburg clay court tournament, Nick. The Uhlenhorster Hockey Club, they've got a bunch of courts there. And I remember seeing he couldn't have been more than 7 or 8 years of age at the time. Sasha, heading with his mum. Every day I was out there practicing, so was he. Buckets of balls, mum just feeding him. He was a good field hockey player. Early days of Astro pitches and field hockey. Spectacular hockey club it is there in Hamburg. That is the joy of having a first serve like that. So many free points. Just tees you up so well in the rally.
Not too many rallies of that sort of length. Good stuff from Auger-Aliassime.
I think intelligently probing the forehand of Sasha.
Captain the Falcons on the bottom left, Unisela Naui. Great pressure. And a dry volley, and he couldn't have hit much better.
I mean, the footwork around the ball to hit the forehand was exquisite. Want to get yourself to the best possible position so you can unload on it.
Deciding point. One-two punch delivered in some fashion from Zverev as he keeps the Hawks in front in the men's singles.
There's not too many players that can hit a backhand like that. So hard. Completely committed to that shot.
Lovely tight game. Every point counts, and you need to get behind team and make some noise. Sounding good tonight, Dubai. He's in the house.
Time.
Let's see make some noise.
Of course, each and every evening here, the tennis precedes the concert or the DJ. Big music acts have been lined up all week here. And again tonight, no different. Armin van Buuren.
Those Dutch boys certainly make good DJs, don't they, Nick?
Yes.
Armin van Buuren, one of the best in the business. Not sure if you know this, but he actually studied law initially at Leiden University in Holland before turning his hand to being a DJ.
It's his birthday tomorrow as well, so he's got 2 reasons to celebrate. Tomorrow, sorry, is his birthday. Gonna be some party tonight, isn't it?
No kidding.
Whipping them up. Tennis.
I could change up again, eh?
Yeah.
Change of pace with a backhand slice to the forehand has provided some dividends.
He actually had a chat with the stringer. We saw him just changing his rackets. He actually plays with a hybrid. There's Zverev and his strings. He plays with a natural gut on the mains. A lot of players do that these days. Crushed it. It's like Federer was gut on mains, wasn't he, Rob? I believe.
Gut on mains, Lux on the crosses.
Yeah, Murray actually the opposite. I think Murray was, or still is, or was anyway, guts on the crosses.
Yeah, the predominant feeding you'll get is from the strings on the main.
natural gut is not cheap, I can tell you.
Real? Those things don't come in reels.
No, you know what I mean.
No, individually packed, those.
Yeah.
It's just such an easy shot for him to do anything with the backhand. And Grace Koenig, been enjoying the tennis all week, front and center, some good seats. But of course, Babolat initially were known for their natural gut, still are. They make the best natural gut out there. Before they actually became producers of rackets, Nick, as you know all too well.
Yeah.
But string was their game.
Missed an opportunity there, isn't he? And he knows it.
And the frame that actually made Babolat famous in the early years, that pure dry flame, was actually ceramic ace from Prokenix back in the day, the racket manufacturer that Andreas Seppi uses, Prokenix.
Yeah, Felix's frame, 98 square inches.
Of course, they've added to their repertoire now.
This is intense. And it's just how we like it.
4 years old.
Whatever it takes to keep him in play. Trying to keep his balance, as strong as quads or dynamic movement. It's been a great contest so far.
Yeah, it really has. A little look across towards Freddie Fontang, his regular coach, just sitting in the back corner. Just a low-key group, aren't they, Rob? We were discussing this last night. Team Felix.
Yeah, Freddie doesn't say too much. Physical trainer doesn't say too much either.
Just let their work do the talking, don't they?
Davis Cup champion, ATP Cup champion this year, thrown in with 4 titles that he won.
Djokovic, didn't he, in the O2 Arena in London as well? In the Laver Cup.
Here's Freddie. I mean, talking about keeping a low profile, even our cameras can't get a shot of him. That's how low of a profile he's keeping.
Yeah. What are you expecting from Sasha in Australia, Rob, from what you've seen this week, obviously, in terms of, hasn't competed a whole lot. What are his expectations from your point of view, do you feel, in the next month?
Movement has been good. That was number 1 for me. Number 2 was the second serve. that hasn't changed a whole lot from what we saw at the beginning of the year. There's been some pretty average moments. But I guess that's something he's just going to have to deal with going forward. He's managed it well this week, hasn't let it get to him.
What a point. Both players showcasing their skills inside the Coca-Cola Arena in some style.
30 all.
Yeah, redlining their game. Awesome athleticism. That is high-octane tennis. Gonna need the full 25 seconds for this point. Oh, how about that second serve? He went big. That is brave.
Let's. Second.
It's audacious.
It's Auger-Aliassime. Not for the first time today, Nick. A forehand drop shot down the line. That is so tough to execute.
Doesn't lack for pace, does he, the German either, but he was caught by surprise. A deciding point. At a crucial juncture in this set. From Felix Auger-Aliassime. Lighting things up here. He'll serve for the first at 5-4.
The last one?
That's so tight on that forehand, the one he framed.
Oh, yeah.
And his second serve is either like 200 or 100.
Well, that was something quite extraordinary. That's the forehand that Ginny was talking about. And Felix sees the opportunity. Create elastic energy in the shots, but that's where Zverev is so good. Look at the grip change here. Oh, the forehand drop shot again down the line. I mean, that is a sprinter in full flight. Heck of a get. You can see the reaction of the people in the background. It's brilliant. And just enough width to keep it away from Sasha's racket. Kites on the comeback.
What a game from this man. As he'll look to try and close the gap. Significant margin, of course, of a lead right now after Elena right back in his performance earlier on. This time he gets him.
I mean, I wouldn't worry about the call if you've made a shot like that. This is it over here. I mean, it's nigh on impossible for the chair umpire to overrule that. Zverev's done well to keep his concentration. That was perfection. Third time's a charm.
It's a bit of a limp, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just not good at all. That is not the ankle that gave him trouble at the finish. It was the right one, wasn't it?
It's the Achilles as well. He's looking at the back, isn't he? He's covered a fair bit of ground, isn't he, in the first 9 games?
Just wonder if at the end of the range, when he stopped running there, sometimes the Achilles gets jammed if you don't land on your toe and then heel. If you kind of land on the flat of your foot, it can shock the Achilles and make it feel uncomfortable for a while. Fine there. But, I think it's when he's tracking down this drop shot. Nice. Done some good deceleration there. Both ankles heavily taped.
Yeah, but I didn't think it's a good enough reason to. Yeah, but that happened much earlier than that. You were. Why would he? When you're here, why would he hit that one? I know he hit that, but it was before. Anyway, the point is over. We cannot go back.
He's tripping over here. That's something that happens on court. Is that correct or not?
Yeah, but it's not necessarily a hindrance. Even though
how is that not a hindrance? It's right where I'm hitting the ball.
Just because you're here, it doesn't mean it's a hindrance. So it's
me,
his
man.
judgment if it's a hindrance.
Apologies for the language. Zverev clearly unhappy. I want to wrap the first set up. Zverev less than amused. 6-4 for the Pats.
Der fucking Stuhl und alles wackelt, das Ding fällt rüber und er sagt, das ist mal kein fucking Hindrance. Die Schiedsrichter fucking gar nicht schlechter. Wir werden schon extra schlechter. Die müssen ja nichts mehr machen. Der sitzt da, der Volltrottel, seit 5 Tagen und hat gar nichts gemacht.
All I can say is the attitude of Zverev is unquestionable. He's annoyed. He wants to win so badly.
So second set, Zverev to begin. Let's go down to John Blom, who's courtside, of course, not umpiring this one, but keeping an eye on things, of course, just very much in the conversation there. John, just checking you can hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
John, first question, I guess, what constitutes hindrance by the actual rules of the game?
Well, it's not black and white, so anytime something happens on court, it becomes a judgment call by the chair umpire, whether there's been a hindrance or not. So that's what makes it difficult, I guess, in this situation. The player thought that he was hindered and he pleaded his case to the chair umpire, and the chair umpire thought that what happened on court wasn't enough to warrant replaying the point.
Yes, John. Robbie here, John. Help me explain to people at home. One of the ones that I always find tough with the hindrance rule is when the player sees something happen behind his opponent, but the umpire doesn't see it initially, and the player will then perhaps stop playing, but he can actually lose the point for doing that, can't he?
Well, 100% according to the rules, the chair umpire must stop the point and not the player. So even if the player sees something and stops play and the chair umpire sees it after the player has stopped, technically according to the rules the player should lose the point because it has to happen the other way around. So the chair umpire has to stop the point and then the player can get the point replayed.
Okay, and overall, John, obviously a new format, so you work most of the year on tour. We've done the biggest matches, Grand Slam finals, but what is it like for you when you come on the road and you have to do events like this, different scoring formats? How was it for you guys?
Well, definitely keeps us on our toes, that's for sure. It's been a really enjoyable week, but yeah, we've had to work hard. So there's just two of us here. You know, at a normal event, Robbie would have 4 or 5 chair umpires, you know, rotating through the top players, and here you do the top players every day. So you might have an issue on court one day, and there's no hiding. You've got to go back and face the music the next day as well.
Hey, listen, John, there's only 2 commentators here as well, so no sympathy from upstairs.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll pay that.
JB, good to speak to you.
Likewise, Nick. Take it easy. See ya.
Yeah, one of the best in the business, John Blom.
Delivery that was. Still feeling things physically a little, isn't he? The German, but rather gingerly walking back to the chair.
Seems like a tweak to that left Achilles of Sasha. Hopefully it's nothing untoward. His team's in a good space right now. There's Hugo Graville, his physiotherapist. That is otherworldly. He has vaporized that forehand. Just moving a little cautiously at the moment is Zverev.
Yeah, and he's got more problems to deal with here. And full of break points. Save the first one in style. Kite's able to secure a break. They are looking very good to eat into the lead, currently held by the Hawks.
Tough with the moving chain. Everything that you feel all the time or certain movements? I don't want you to make it worse. Just let's be clear on that. I don't give a fuck about today. I want you to be helping Australia. Let's just make that very clear right now. Yeah? It is what it is. So let's be very clear on that. If you're in doubt, if you're not sure, I don't want you to risk it. I don't. You decide.
So Zverev will carry on for now, despite Christian Groh urging some caution at the change of ends.
Sofia Tomella, that's Sasha's girlfriend. Just making the most of this situation. He needs to just pedal to the metal.
Yeah, no sympathy applied here. He's not quite been able to get the ball up and down from that short position, unusually so.
30-14.
Zverev shake off this injury. You feel as though he can play through it. He obviously does.
Inch perfect. With everything. I mean, the swing on that made that serve even better.
He has saved so many break points over the course of the autumn.
He at one stage went 93 service holds in a row, didn't he, Nick?
With a big first serve. Just got himself out of trouble. Zverev had the opportunity. The lob was the right shot, surely, but wasn't able to produce it.
3 games to 1.
Yeah, frustration there. Had all the time in the world for that forehand topspin lob, and I'm not sure if he's just more annoyed with the opportunities he's had, or the fact that he's just got this aggravation in his left Achilles.
So much attention on this man, but I mean, you've got to say the Canadian once again has just been rock solid, hasn't he? Every aspect of his game, we've seen it for the last 3 or 4 months, has been on point again tonight.
Of course, the scenario for the Hawks, if Zverev were to retire, and the rules state that the kites would accumulate the remaining games to their tally, so that would be the number of games till the end of the set, as well as the 2 for the super tiebreaker, and that would bring them right up back, almost level pegging with the Hawks. And I think Zverev is well aware of that fact. He knows if he can just hang on in here and hold serve on a couple of occasions, reduce the scoreline in the second set, that might help his team. Every game counts.
It's another point towards the tally. of the Hawks. Could be an important one as well, 3-2.
They've been amazing all week. Make some noise for our dancers.
Time.
Lena right back in, back on the bench after her outstanding win earlier on. Setting a break in this particular match for the Kites. Doesn't tell the whole story though, because as you can see there, they're still some way behind. 5-all right now.
15.
He's in the firing line.
Yeah, Jeannie Bouchard's boyfriend there.
It's an intelligent shot. Didn't overplay, it's all about spin control. First one was about pace and spin. Second one, only about spin. Just loaded it up. Service been a thing of beauty, hasn't it, for the last couple of months?
For a large part of this year, in truth. Remember the run in Rotterdam, hardly broken, I think 2 or 3 times across the 5 matches there. Took the racket out of Tsitsipas's hand in the final.
I mean, how's the footwork? This forehand is turning into a highlight reel in perpetual editing mode. We've seen a bit of everything. Inside out, inside in. With pace, with angle.
Zverev is falling away here under the pressure of the opposition. Looking to make it a hat-trick of singles wins across the week is the Canadian. Big Dominic team, didn't he? 6 and 6. So took care of Nick Kyrgios on the opening night, didn't he? Pretty handily.
After being down a break. This is worth 2 games, isn't it? Right here. Especially given the way that Felix has been serving. Massive point.
Yes, in a format where every game counts. That is a big hold from Zverev. Not much emotion. He's still down a set and 4-3. Doesn't look overly happy with life, does he?
I think more annoyed than anything.
Second game. Felix bringing it back for the Kites. Make some noise for the Kites. Let me hear ya. Who's with Alex and the Hawks? Let me hear you out there. Make some noise, Dubai.
Time.
Sixth and final day of action at the Coca-Cola Arena here. And this World Tennis League. reduced the number of double faults substantially. Just so much more confidence in the second delivery. It's much more reliable stroke. Absolutely devastating. With a rather vague look, he's not sure that caught the line, but this one's a game away from being done and dusted.
Tell you what, he's done a good job of reducing the arrears. Would have loved to have won that deciding point in the previous game on Zverev's serve. This match would have been over had that been the case. I mean, a 6-2 scoreline versus 5-3 and Zverev with a service game still to come. Just thinking, you know, if the mix gets close, these games that Zverev has managed to win on his serve here in the second set could prove crucial.
Looks as though there'll be another 3 or 4 game deficit they take into the mixed. Maybe even a 5 the way it's going. A couple of points away from victory. Too good. Zverev left for dead.
He's pleading for some help.
No, I have to be sure to overrule on this surface. It's very difficult to be sure. It doesn't matter. If I'm sure, I overrule. If not, I don't. When I see it. When I see it. That is I saw it.
Actually, from that slow motion, looks like it's got a healthy piece of the line.
Yep.
So, good call from Ali.
It is actually 15-40 here. Wonderful victory for Felix Auger-Aliassime as the Kites hunt down their opposition here in the Coca-Cola Arena. Really good looking Zverev.
Yeah, I remember. Walked up to that one. That's great.
deficit will be 3 going into the mixed doubles.
Back in it, team. Back in it.
So 4-3 in favor of the Kites.
Playing somewhere near his best again, wasn't he, tonight? It's been such a high standard he's set over the course of the 3 singles matches we've seen from Felix. A very impressive display. Let's hear from the Canadian, who once again is speaking to Adrian Franklin courtside.
Okay, Felix, congratulations. You can sit there and sign some, or you can come up here. That's all right. 3 wins from 3 throughout the week. It's been awesome. I think the gap is now 3 games as well. So the Kites are down 3 games, but you pulled it back nicely. You must be very happy. 3 wins from 3 heading into the Australian summer.
Yeah, it's a nice way to finish the year, of course. I had a lot of fun this week, played some good tennis, so I'm looking forward to the start of next year in Australia. Hopefully, these guys can come out and play some good tennis in the mixed doubles.
Before we talk about that one, drop shots. You were hitting a few drop shots there. You won most of those points. Is that a new thing for you, or you've been doing it all year round?
I mean, every year you try to add things to your game, right? Try to improve. So definitely, yeah, if I can add a few of these throughout the next year, hopefully it'll pay off. But yeah, it's nice also to come here and test a few things out and see what works, see what doesn't. So yeah, at the end, to get the win is the most important.
Well, they seem to work. Okay, preview the next one. So down by 3 games, we've got Mirza and Runa. They've been playing very well together throughout the week. Can they get it done? Can they win the first ever WTL?
I have a lot of confidence in them. They played amazing, actually, yesterday. So hopefully they just go on repeat today and play that same level. But I think everybody on the bench has a lot of trust in their level.
It's going to be fun, that's for sure. One more time for Felix Auger-Aliassime.
MVP in many ways in terms of his team across the course of the week, and a good display today, 4-3. Elena Rybakina getting the Hawks off to the perfect start, though, stunning the world #1. Robin, just the loss of just 4 games.
I mean, served out of a tree and returns so effectively. A lot of deep returns down the middle of the court, really handcuffed Iga. And when stepping up to the line, remember how many deciding points she won on her serve as well. Rybakina, everything going her way.